Young Turks brought to you by Busted Tees. Go to bustedtees.com and enter promo code Young Turks to get 10% off your order. Kathy Griffin, comedian, makes fun of Sarah Palin and her family on a regular basis because she's a comedian. That's what she does, right? So Sarah Palin was on Fox News and she was asked what she thought about Kathy Griffin playing the role of a Palin-like Tea Partier on the next episode of Glee.
Okay.
Right? And this is what Sarah Palin's response to it was. Let's watch the video.
Rumors are that Kathy Griffin is going to play a Sarah Palin Tea Party type on Glee. What do you make of that? She hasn't been kind to you or your family. What do you think?
You know, Kathy Griffin can do anything to me or say anything about me because, you know, she's kind of this, she's a 50-year-old adult bully, really is what she is, kind of a has-been comedian, and she could do those things to me. I would just ask, you know, for respect to my children, as she had stated on CNN that her New Year's resolution was to destroy my 16-year-old daughter. That takes it a little bit too far. Kathy, pick on me. Come up to Alaska and pick on me, but leave my kids alone.
You know, what she said there wasn't necessarily terrible, right? Like, first of all, Kathy Griffin's a comedian. She can pick on whoever she wants because that's part of her shtick, right? But, you know, okay, Sarah Palin doesn't like it. What she said there wasn't outrageous or crazy. It's just the way she talks just automatically makes you disagree with her.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what she's saying. She could say, I don't believe in people killing dogs, but the way she says it makes you question her a little bit.
I have a tough time believing that Kathy Griffin's New Year's resolution was to destroy Sarah Palin's 16-year-old daughter. I didn't follow Kathy Griffin on New Year's Eve, but I find that hard to believe.
I find it hard to believe as well. Yeah.
Who's Sarah Palin's 16-year-old daughter?
I think that's Willow Palin.
Right.
Yeah. And look, there's a fair point. Like, people are constantly picking on, you know, members of Sarah Palin's family that aren't, you know, in the limelight. They shouldn't be picked on. But with that being said, Kathy Griffin's a comedian. Like, she makes fun of people. She makes fun of everyone. Like, you can't get butthurt over
you know,
it.
I think that Sarah Palin's family should basically be off limits. But she calls herself a mama grizzly and a hockey ma'am. And, you know, you can't totally have it both ways. I mean, I'm for hypocrisy. So I get it, because I think it's an impossible world to live in if you're totally non-hypocritical.
If you're not allowed to be a hypocrite.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to run into too much trouble, and you're going to be incredibly righteous and you're going to be self-righteous. You're going to be a giant pain in the ass. If you live a normal, sort of good, interesting life, you're going to run into some hypocrisy. But when you the first person to exploit her children, wildly exploit her children, was Sarah Palin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she exploits her children and her family on a regular basis. She got a show that exploits her children and exploits her family. She doesn't put the kids on the show on a regular basis. Her daughter Bristol went on Dancing with the Stars because she's Sarah Palin's kid.
Right.
Now, it doesn't mean that we get to follow Willow Palin around school. It doesn't mean that we get to have paparazzi stalk her or hide out in the bushes and take pictures of her or follow her on dates with her kids. But you get to talk about her. You can't call yourself a mama grizzly and a hockey mom and have that be your political identity. That is her political identity. Mm-hmm. And then say your kids are totally off limits. You know, again, you can't follow them. You can't make fun of them on a regular basis. But you get to talk about them. She put them out there. It's her fault.
No, I agree with you.
You can't have it totally both ways. You get to be a little hypocritical, and there's a point where you say it's too far, and she gets to protect her kids. But then leave your kids out. I mean, Chelsea Clinton was off limits because Bill and Hillary never talked about being parents. Mm-hmm. They didn't make them an issue. Jimmy Carter never made it an issue. Ronald Reagan didn't make his kids an issue. Barack Obama doesn't go around talking about how he's a basketball dad. Mm-hmm. You know, that's not what they do. You know, and people basically leave them alone. I mean, they don't exploit their parenthood. Mm-hmm. She does. That's her thing. So, tough shit.
All right, I agree with you on that. If you're looking for a cool t-shirt, all you have to do is go to bustedtees.com. Pop culture, politics, science fiction. Some of their t-shirts have been featured in movies like Knocked Up and in television shows like Scrubs. Their shirts are made in the United States and they're sweatshop free. So if you want to pick up one of these snazzy tees, all you have to do is go to bustedtees.com, enter promo code Young Turks, and you get 10% off your order.